Today, we're diving deep into 7 habits that completely transformed my life in just 1 week. Yes, you heard that right. 1 week. I know it sounds almost too good to be true, but I promise you, these aren't just your run-of-the-mill tips you hear everywhere. These are real, raw, and honest habits that I personally integrated into my daily routine. I went through the struggles, the breakthroughs, and the triumphs, and the transformation I experienced was nothing short of amazing. I can't wait to share these with you because they have had such a profound impact on my life, and I believe they can do the same for you. Whether you're looking to boost your productivity, improve your mental health, or just make a positive change in your everyday life, these habits can help you get there. So grab a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let's dive right in. Trust me, you'll want to stick around until the end because these habits aren't just theoretical. They are practical, actionable steps that you can start implementing today. Plus, I'll be sharing some personal stories and insights from my own journey, giving you a raw and honest look at how these habits worked for me. So without further ado, let's get started. Habit number 1, waking up early. The first habit that changed my life was waking up early. Now, let me be completely honest with you. I was never a morning person. My bed was my best friend, and I used to hit the snooze button more times than I can count. Mornings were a chaotic rush, and I often felt like I was starting my day on the wrong foot. But I decided to give waking up early a shot, and let me tell you, it was a game changer. I started by setting my alarm for 5 a.m. The first few days were brutal. I remember dragging myself out of bed, feeling groggy, and wondering if this was really worth it. But I pushed through, and by the 3rd day, something incredible started to happen. I began to appreciate the quiet and stillness of the early morning hours. There was something almost magical about being up before the rest of the world, when everything was calm and peaceful. With these extra hours in the morning, I found time for things I never seemed to have time for before. I started my day with a bit of light exercise. Nothing too intense, just some stretching or a short jog around the neighborhood. This not only woke me up but also energized me for the rest of the day. I also spent some time meditating and setting my intentions for the day. These few moments of mindfulness made a huge difference in my overall mindset and productivity. Another surprising benefit of waking up early was that I no longer felt rushed. I had ample time to enjoy a healthy breakfast, sip my coffee slowly, and plan out my day. This unrushed start set a positive tone for the entire day. I was more organized, less stressed, and felt a greater sense of control over my time. One personal experience that stands out was the morning I watched the sunrise from my balcony. It was a simple, yet profoundly beautiful moment. As the sky changed colors and the world slowly woke up, I felt a deep sense of gratitude and peace. It was in that moment that I truly understood the power of waking up early. Now, waking up early might not be for everyone, but I encourage you to give it a try, even if it's just for a week. Start with just 30 minutes earlier than your usual wake-up time and gradually increase it. You might be surprised at how much of a positive impact it can have on your life. It's not just about having more hours in the day, but about using those hours to create a more mindful, intentional, and fulfilling start to your day. Habit number 2, daily exercise. Speaking of workouts, daily exercise was habit number 2 that truly transformed my life. Now let me be upfront. I wasn't always the most active person. I used to find every excuse in the book to avoid working out. I'm too tired, I don't have time, or I'll start tomorrow. Sound familiar? But one day I decided enough was enough. I made a commitment to move my body every single day for a week, and the results were incredible. I started small, just 15 minutes a day, mixing it up between yoga, jogging, and strength training. I wanted to keep it interesting so I wouldn't get bored and quit halfway through. The first few days were tough. My muscles were sore, and I felt exhausted, but I reminded myself why I was doing this. To feel better both physically and mentally. By the 4th day, something amazing happened. I woke up feeling more energized. My mood had improved drastically. I was less irritable and more positive. I realized that those 15 minutes of exercise were not just about burning calories or building muscle. They were about giving myself time to focus on me, to release stress, and to boost my endorphins. One morning, I remember lacing up my sneakers for a jog. It was a crisp, clear day, and as I ran, I felt a sense of freedom and clarity that I hadn't experienced in a long time. It was just me, the open road, and my thoughts. That sense of connection to myself and the world around me was truly empowering. I also started to see physical changes. My posture improved, I felt stronger, and I noticed a difference in my overall fitness. But the biggest change was in my mindset. Exercise became my time to disconnect from the world and reconnect with myself. It became a form of self-care rather than a chore. Yoga taught me to be present, to breathe deeply, and to listen to my body. It was a transformative experience that went beyond the physical benefits. Incorporating daily exercise into my routine made me realize that taking care of my body directly impacted my mental health and overall happiness. It's not about being perfect or pushing yourself to extremes. It's about finding a form of movement that you enjoy and making it a regular part of your life. So, if you're like I was and struggling to get started, my advice is to start small. Find something you enjoy, whether it's dancing, hiking, or even just a brisk walk. Commit to just a few minutes a day and gradually build up from there. Trust me, the benefits you'll experience will be well worth the effort. It's a habit that has the power to change not just your body, but your entire outlook on life. Sorry for interrupting, but I have something special for you. If you want to become successful, start by setting a proper nighttime routine. Check out the link in the pinned comment to know all about the night routine of the greatest Roman emperor. Let's continue. Habit number 3, journaling. Habit number 3 is journaling. Now, I used to think journaling was just for people who had loads of free time or were naturally introspective. I was skeptical. I mean, who has time to sit down and write about their day when there's so much going on? But 1 week of consistent journaling completely shifted my perspective, and it became a cornerstone of my personal growth journey. I started simple. Every night before bed, I dedicated just 10 minutes to journaling. I bought a plain notebook and a pen that felt comfortable in my hand. No fancy apps, no pressure to make it look pretty, just me and my thoughts. The first night, I stared at the blank page, unsure of what to write. But then I began with something basic: how my day went, what made me happy, and what I struggled with. As the days went by, I started to dive deeper. I wrote about my goals, my fears, my dreams, and even my insecurities. It was like having a conversation with myself, and that's when the magic happened. I began to notice patterns in my thoughts and behaviors. I realized that some of the things I worried about were completely out of my control, while others were areas where I could take actionable steps. By putting my thoughts on paper, I was able to process my emotions better. I wrote about what specifically stressed me out, how it made me feel, and what I could do differently next time. This simple act of reflection helped me gain clarity and feel more in control of my emotions. Another powerful aspect of journaling was tracking my progress. I noted down small victories and milestones, no matter how minor they seemed. Looking back at these entries filled me with a sense of accomplishment and motivated me to keep pushing forward. I also started a gratitude section in my journal. Every day I wrote down 3 things I was grateful for. This practice shifted my focus from what was lacking in my life to appreciating what I already had. It was a simple yet profound shift that brought more positivity into my daily life. Through journaling, I discovered a lot about myself, my desires, my fears, my strengths, and my weaknesses. It became a form of therapy, a way to untangle the complex web of thoughts and emotions that we all carry around. It provided a safe space where I could be completely honest with myself without fear of judgment. If you've never tried journaling, I highly encourage you to start. Don't worry about writing perfectly or having profound thoughts. Just write whatever comes to mind. It could be a stream of consciousness, a recap of your day, or reflections on a specific event. Give yourself the freedom to express whatever you're feeling. You might be surprised at how therapeutic and enlightening it can be. Habit number 4, mindful eating. The fourth habit that had a profound impact on my life was mindful eating. Now I know what you might be thinking. I don't have time to sit and savor every bite of my meal. Trust me, I was in the same boat. I used to eat on the go in front of the TV or while scrolling through my phone. Food was just fuel to keep me going, and I rarely paid attention to what or how I was eating. But when I started practicing mindful eating, everything changed. Mindful eating is all about being present during your meals, paying attention to the flavors, textures, and sensations of eating, and listening to your body's hunger and fullness cues. It sounds simple, but it can be quite challenging, especially in our fast-paced world. The first step I took was to eliminate distractions during meals. I made a conscious effort to turn off the TV, put my phone away, and sit at the dining table. The first few meals felt a bit awkward, and I caught myself wanting to reach for my phone out of habit, but I stayed committed. I started to notice the flavors and textures of my food in a way I never had before. A simple salad was no longer just a chore to eat. I appreciated the crunch of the lettuce, the sweetness of the tomatoes, and the creaminess of the dressing. I found that I enjoyed my food more and felt more satisfied after meals. Another significant change was how I listened to my body. I used to eat until I felt stuffed, often because I was distracted and not paying attention to my fullness cues. With mindful eating, I began to tune into my body's signals. I ate slowly, chewing each bite thoroughly, and took breaks to check in with myself. Am I still hungry? Am I eating out of boredom or stress? These questions helped me become more attuned to my body's needs. Mindful eating also had a positive impact on my relationship with food. I used to have a love-hate relationship with food, often feeling guilty after indulging in something unhealthy. But with mindful eating, I learned to appreciate all foods without judgment. I allowed myself to enjoy treats in moderation without guilt, which led to a healthier and more balanced approach to eating. One weekend, I treated myself to a slice of chocolate cake. Instead of feeling guilty, I savored each bite, appreciating the rich, velvety texture and the burst of chocolate flavor. It was a joyful experience, free from the usual guilt or regret. If you're interested in trying mindful eating, start with small steps. Choose one meal a day where you eliminate distractions and focus solely on your food. Take your time, savor each bite, and listen to your body. It's a practice that not only improves your relationship with food, but also enhances your overall well-being. Habit number 5, digital detox. Habit number 5 is a digital detox. We live in a world where we're constantly bombarded with notifications, emails, social media updates, and endless streams of information. I found myself constantly glued to my phone, mindlessly scrolling through social media, and feeling increasingly overwhelmed and distracted. It was affecting my productivity, my relationships, and even my mental health. So, I decided to do a digital detox, and the results were incredible. I started by setting specific times to check my phone and social media. I also set a rule to avoid social media after 8 p.m. The first few days were tough. I had this constant urge to check my phone, and I realized just how addicted I was. But I stayed committed, reminding myself of the benefits I was aiming for. One unexpected benefit was the amount of free time I suddenly had. Without the constant distraction of my phone, I found time to read, pursue hobbies, and spend quality time with my loved ones. I remember one evening, sitting on my balcony with a book in hand, feeling a sense of peace and contentment that I hadn't felt in a long time. It was a stark contrast to the usual evenings spent mindlessly scrolling through social media. Another significant change was my improved focus and productivity. Without the constant interruptions from notifications, I was able to concentrate better on my work and complete tasks more efficiently. Without the distraction of my phone, I was able to immerse myself in the task, and I completed it ahead of schedule. It was a powerful reminder of how much our devices can impact our ability to focus. One of the most profound changes was in my mental health. I felt less anxious and more present in the moment. I started to appreciate the little things in life, like a beautiful sunset or a heartfelt conversation with a friend, without the urge to document it on social media. If you're feeling overwhelmed by the constant barrage of digital information, I highly recommend trying a digital detox. Start with small steps, like setting specific times to check your phone or having device-free hours in your day. You might be surprised at how much more relaxed and focused you feel. It's a habit that has the power to significantly improve your mental health and overall quality of life. Habit number 6, decluttering. Habit number 6 is decluttering. We often don't realize how much our physical environment affects our mental state. I used to live in a cluttered space with piles of clothes, papers, and random items scattered around. It felt chaotic and overwhelming, and I never seemed to find the time or motivation to tackle it. But I decided to dedicate just 1 week to decluttering my space, and the transformation was astonishing. I started with small areas, like my desk and bedside table. I sorted through items, deciding what to keep and what to throw away. The process was surprisingly therapeutic. As I cleared out physical clutter, I felt a sense of relief and clarity. I also tackled my wardrobe. I had clothes that I hadn't worn in years, taking up valuable space. I decided to be ruthless and only keep items that I truly loved and wore regularly. The result was a neatly organized wardrobe with clothes that sparked joy and fit well. Decluttering extended beyond just physical items. I also decluttered my digital space. I organized my emails, deleted old files, and streamlined my online accounts. This digital decluttering brought a sense of order and efficiency to my online activities. One evening, I spent an hour organizing my computer files. I created folders for different projects, deleted unnecessary files, and backed up important documents. The next day, when I needed to find a specific file, it took me seconds instead of minutes. It was a small but significant change that improved my productivity and reduced stress. One unexpected benefit of decluttering was the positive impact on my mental health. A clean and organized space created a calm and peaceful environment, which in turn helped reduce stress and anxiety. I found myself more relaxed and able to focus better on my tasks. One night, after a long day of decluttering, I sat in my living room, now clean and organized, and felt a deep sense of peace and satisfaction. It was a reminder that our physical environment has a powerful impact on our mental well-being. If you're feeling overwhelmed by clutter, start with small areas and dedicate just a few minutes each day to decluttering. It might seem daunting at first, but the sense of accomplishment and the positive impact on your mental state are well worth the effort. Decluttering is more than just tidying up. It's creating a space that supports your well-being and allows you to thrive. Habit number 7, reading. The 7th and final habit that transformed my life was reading. Now, I used to think I didn't have time to read. My days were packed with work, social obligations, and endless to-do lists. But I decided to make reading a priority, even if it was just for a few minutes each day. The benefits I experienced were beyond my expectations. I started with books that interested me, whether it was fiction, self-improvement, or finance books. I made it a habit to read for at least 15 minutes before bed. This small change had a significant impact on my life. One book that had a profound impact on me was The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. It explores the emotional and psychological factors that influence our financial decisions and gave valuable insights into the art of building wealth and achieving financial contentment. Reading became a source of inspiration and knowledge. I learned new ideas, gained different perspectives, and found motivation to pursue my goals. One morning, while reading a biography of a successful entrepreneur, I was struck by a quote that resonated deeply with me. Success is not about luck, it's about hard work, persistence, and never giving up. It was a powerful reminder that fueled my determination to achieve my own goals. Another unexpected benefit was how reading helped me unwind and relax. It became a form of self-care, a way to escape from the stresses of daily life and immerse myself in a different world. Reading also improved my cognitive skills and mental agility. I noticed an improvement in my vocabulary, critical thinking, and ability to focus. If you feel like you don't have time to read, start with just a few minutes a day. Choose books that interest you and make reading a part of your daily routine. It's a habit that enriches your mind, broadens your horizons, and provides a valuable escape from the demands of everyday life. These 7 habits, regular exercise, meditation, journaling, mindful eating, digital detox, decluttering, and reading, have transformed my life in ways I couldn't have imagined. They have improved my physical and mental health, increased my productivity, and brought a sense of balance and fulfillment to my life. I encourage you to try incorporating these habits into your own life. Start small, be patient with yourself, and remember that lasting change takes time. The journey may be challenging, but the rewards are truly worth it. I encourage you to choose one habit to start with and commit to practicing it for the next 30 days. Track your progress, celebrate your successes, and be gentle with yourself if you encounter setbacks. The journey to personal growth and self-improvement is a marathon, not a sprint. I hope this video has inspired you to take action and transform your life by incorporating these 7 powerful habits. Remember, it's not about making drastic changes overnight, but about taking small, consistent steps towards a healthier and more fulfilling life. Whether it's dedicating a few minutes each day to exercise, taking time to meditate, or simply enjoying a meal mindfully, each habit has the potential to create a positive ripple effect in your life. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment sharing your experiences or any other habits that have transformed your life. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring content. Remember, the power to change your life lies within you. Take that first step today and embrace the journey towards a healthier, happier, and more fulfilling life.